Listen to me very carefully. I want you to lean in close because what I'm about to share with today has the power to completely transform your life. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, but right now, in this very moment. You see, most people walk through life as if they're sleepwalking, as if they're zombies moving through the motions, never realizing the incredible power that lies dormant within them. But you, YOU, are not most people. You're here because something deep inside your spirit is stirring. Something is awakening. Something is calling you to step into your destiny. And I'm here to tell you that what you're feeling is not coincidence. It's divine appointment. There comes a moment in every person's life when they have to decide, am I going to keep living as a victim of my circumstances, or am I going to rise up and become the victor I was created to be? That moment is none OW. Not when you get more money, not when you lose weight, not when you find the right relationship, not when the stars align perfectly. Nandal, you see, the enemy of your destiny doesn't want you to understand this truth. The enemy wants you to believe that you need permission to be great, that you need the perfect conditions to succeed, that you need someone else's approval to step into your calling. But I'm here to shatter those lies today. The power within you doesn't need anyone's permission. It doesn't need perfect circumstances. It doesn't need ideal conditions. What it needs is for YOU to stop making excuses and start making moves. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what mistakes you've made. I don't know what people have said about you or done to you. But I know this: your past is not your prison. It's your platform. Every setback was a setup for a comeback. Every failure was fertilizer for your future success. Every closed door was protection from what wasn't meant for you, preparing you for what I's meant for you. Stop letting yesterday's pain paralyze today's potential. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what you do with what happened to you. The same God who allowed you to go through it is the same God who's going to use it for your good and His glory. You think your story is over. You think your best days are behind you. You think you've missed your opportunity. Let me tell you something. God doesn't have a retirement plan for your purpose. You're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too broken. You're not too far gone. You are EXACTLY, where you need to be to launch into EXACTLY, where you're supposed to go. Everything you've experienced has been preparing you for this moment. Every tear you've cried has watered the ground of your destiny. Every battle you've fought has built the strength you need for where you're going. Every night you couldn't sleep was God downloading into your spirit the wisdom you'd need for your next level. But here's what most people don't understand about divine timing. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about being the right person when the moment comes. God has been preparing you while you've been waiting. He's been strengthening you while you've been struggling. He's been positioning you while you've been patient. And now, right, GHT? No. He's saying, it's time. It's time to stop rehearsing and start performing. It's time to stop preparing and start participating. It's time to stop getting ready to get ready in G to IADY. The biggest prison most people live and isn't made of bars and concrete. It's made of beliefs and conditioning. You've been programmed to think small. You've been conditioned to settle. You've been trained to believe that mediocrity is acceptable and that average is enough. But God didn't create you for average. He didn't breathe his breath into you so you could blend in with the crowd. He created you to stand out, to break through, to break barriers, to break generational curses, to break cycles of defeat. Some of you right now are living beneath your privilege. You have access to power that you're not accessing. You have authority that you're not activating. You have abilities that you're not utilizing. Why? Because you've been convinced that you're ordinary when God created you to be extraordinary. The voice that whispers, "You can't do it," is not God's voice. The voice that says, "You're not qualified," is not heaven's voice. The voice that declares it's impossible is not your Father's voice. Those are the voices of your past, your pain, your problems, but they are not the voice of your potential. Transformation is not a destination, it's a journey. And every journey begins with a single step. But here's what I need you to understand. The step you're afraid to take is often the exact step that leads to your breakthrough. You're waiting for courage to show up, but courage doesn't come before action. Courage comes THROUGH, action. You don't get brave sitting on the sidelines. You get brave by getting in the game. You don't develop confidence in the comfort zone. You develop confidence in the challenge zone. Every butterfly was once a caterpillar that refused to give up. Every eagle was once an eaglet that had to learn to fly. Every oak tree was once an acorn that held its ground. And every success story was once a person who decided that their current chapter was not their final chapter. But the process isn't pretty. Transformation is messy. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is challenging. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by trying harder to be a better caterpillar. It has to completely die to what it was to become, what it was created to be. Some of you are in your cocoon right now. You're in that dark, uncomfortable place where everything feels like it's falling apart. But what looks like death is actually development. What feels like destruction is actually divine construction. God is not destroying you. He's reconstructing you. Your greatest enemy is not the person who opposes you. It's the person in the mirror who settles for less than God's best. Your biggest battle is not with circumstances, it's with complacency. Your fiercest fight is not with others, it's with mediocrity. Excellence is not perfection. Excellence is giving your very best with what you have, where you are, with what you know. And your best today might be different from your best tomorrow, but as long as you're giving your authentic best, you're walking in excellence. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. You don't have to be excellent at everything to be successful at something. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Stop waiting for permission from people who don't have the authority to approve your destiny. Stop seeking validation from people who can't even validate themselves. Stop looking for confirmation from people who are still trying to find their own way. There's a voice inside you that's been trying to get your attention. It's been speaking, but you've been too busy listening to everyone else to hear it. It's been calling, but you've been too distracted by the noise around you to notice. That voice is not your imagination, it's your intuition. It's not your wishful thinking, it's your divine wisdom. It's not your ego talking, it's your spirit speaking. And it's time you started listening. That voice has been telling you to write that book. That voice has been urging you to start that business. That voice has been prompting you to make that call, take that risk, make that move. That voice has been whispering your destiny while the world has been shouting your limitations. But you've been afraid to listen because you're afraid to fail. You're afraid to disappoint others. You're afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You're afraid to be different. You're afraid to be rejected. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear is not your enemy. Paralysis is. Fear is actually your friend trying to warn you that you're about to do something significant. The things that scare you the most are often the things that have the power to set you free. You're entering a season of suddenlies. Suddenly, doors that have been closed are going to open. Suddenly, opportunities that seemed impossible are going to present themselves. Suddenly, people who ignored you are going to seek you out. Suddenly, resources that were scarce are going to become abundant. But here's the key to receiving your suddenly. You have to be R-E-A-Y. You can't be casual about your calling. You can't be lazy about your destiny. You can't be unprepared for your breakthrough. While you're waiting for your suddenly, God is preparing your suddenly. While you're praying for your miracle, God is positioning your miracle. While you're believing for your breakthrough, God is arranging your breakthrough. But when it comes, while it'll come, you have to be ready to receive it, ready to embrace it, ready to walk in it, ready to steward it, ready to multiply it. Some of you have been praying for years for an opportunity. When it shows up, you're going to question whether it's really God. You're going to wonder if you deserve it. You're going to doubt whether you're qualified for it. Stop it. When God opens a door, don't spend time analyzing the hinges. When God presents an opportunity, don't waste time questioning the qualifications. When God says yes, don't argue with Him about why it should be no. Your perspective determines your possibility. How you see your situation determines how you'll respond to your situation. If you see yourself as a victim, you'll act like a victim. If you see yourself as a victor, you'll act like a victor. But here's what I need you to understand. You're not just a victor, you're more than a victor. You're not just an overcomer, you're more than an overcomer. You don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just endure, you excel. You don't just make it through, you birack through. Change your perspective and you'll change your performance, change your mindset, and you'll change your results. Change your thinking and you'll change your trajectory. Stop looking at what you don't have and start leveraging what you have. Stop focusing on what's missing and start maximizing what's present. Stop crying about what's gone and start creating with what's given. David didn't focus on Goliath's size, he focused on God's power. Daniel didn't focus on the lion's teeth, he focused on God's protection. The disciples didn't focus on the storm's intensity. They focused on Jesus' authority. What you focus on, you'll move toward. What you meditate on, you'll migrate toward. What you think about, you'll bring about. The decision point right now, you're at a decision point. You can either remain where you are, or you can rise to where you're called to be. You can either stay comfortable in your current condition, or you can courageously pursue your divine destiny. But you can't do both. You can't stay where you are and go where you're called to go. You can't remain the same and expect different results. You can't keep doing what you've been doing and expect to get what you've never had. Decision is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Decision is the key that unlocks the door to your destiny. Decision is the catalyst that converts your potential into your reality. But decision without action is just wishful thinking. Intention without implementation is just imagination. Dreams without discipline are just delusions. You have to decide not just what you want. You have to decide what you're willing to do to get what you want. You have to decide not just where you want to go. You have to decide what you're willing to sacrifice to get there. Success is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not about how fast you start. It's about how long you last. It's not about avoiding obstacles. It's about overcoming obstacles. Every champion has faced moments when they wanted to quit. Every success story includes chapters of struggle. Every testimony includes tests. Every victory includes battles. But winners don't quit when it gets hard. They get harder when it gets hard. Champions don't stop when they get tired. They rest and then they resume. Victors don't surrender when they face setbacks. They see setbacks as setups for comebacks. Persistence is not just continuing. It's continuing with purpose. It's not just enduring. It's enduring with expectation. It's not just surviving. It's surviving with strategy. When you're persistent, you're telling the universe that you're serious about your success. When you're persistent, you're proving to yourself that you believe in your dream. When you're persistent, you're demonstrating to God that you're ready for what He has prepared for you. You become like the environment you expose yourself to. If you surround yourself with negative people, you'll develop a negative outlook. If you surround yourself with mediocre people, you'll develop mediocre standards. If you surround yourself with defeated people, you'll develop a defeated mentality. But if you surround yourself with excellent people, you'll develop excellent habits. If you surround yourself with successful people, you'll develop successful thinking. If you surround yourself with victorious people, you'll develop a victorious mindset. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. Your associations are stronger than your aspirations. Your circle of influence is stronger than your circle of concern. You have to be intentional about who you allow in your space, who you give access to your ears, who you permit to speak into your life. Not everyone deserves a voice in your destiny. Not everyone has earned the right to give you advice. Not everyone is qualified to speak into your future. Some people in your life are not assignments, they're distractions. Some people are not connections, they're contaminations. Some people are not helping you grow, they're helping you stay stuck. And it's time to make some difficult decisions about who stays and who goes, who gets promoted and who gets demoted, who gets access and who gets dismissed. A body at rest stays at rest, but a body in motion stays in motion. The hardest part of any journey is the first step. But once you take that step, momentum begins to build. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. Don't wait for inspiration. Inspiration is temporary. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions don't exist. Start where you are with what you have, doing what you can. Perfect preparation is procrastination in disguise. Perfect timing is a myth that keeps you trapped in delay. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates miracles. Miracles create more movement. It's a cycle that begins with your willingness to act in spite of your fear, to move in spite of your uncertainty, to start in spite of your insecurity. Every expert was once a beginner. Every professional was once an amateur. Every success story started with someone who decided to begin before they felt ready. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't have to know how. You just have to know Boo H.O. And you know Boo H.O. is with you. You're entering new territory. Territory you've never walked in before. Territory that requires new levels of faith, new levels of courage, new levels of commitment, new levels of character. In this new territory, your old methods won't work. Your old mindsets won't fit. Your old limitations won't apply. You're going to have to learn new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of operating. This new territory is going to stretch you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to require you to grow. But that's exactly what you need. You've been comfortable too long. You've been safe too long. You've been small too long. It's time to expand your borders, enlarge your capacity, extend your influence. It's time to think bigger thoughts, dream bigger dreams, take bigger risks. But with new territory comes new responsibility. With new levels come new devils. With new blessings come new battles. With new opportunities come new obstacles. Are you ready for that? Are you prepared for the pressure that comes with promotion? Are you equipped for the challenges that come with change? Are you mature enough to handle what you've been asking for? The best investment you can make is not in the stock market, it's in yourself. The best portfolio you can build is not financial, it's personal. The best returns you can generate are not monetary, they're developmental. Invest in your mind by reading books that challenge your thinking. Invest in your spirit by spending time in prayer and meditation. Invest in your body by taking care of your health. Invest in your relationships by surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to be better. Stop spending money on things that depreciate and start investing in things that appreciate. Your education appreciates. Your skills appreciate. Your character appreciates. Your relationships appreciate. But investment requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to immediate gratification so you can say yes to long-term transformation. It requires discipline today so you can enjoy freedom tomorrow. Some of you are trying to succeed without investing. You want the harvest without planting the seed. You want the reward without paying the price. You want the testimony without going through the test. It doesn't work that way. Everything worthwhile requires investment. Every achievement requires sacrifice. Every success story includes someone who was willing to pay a price that others weren't willing to pay. One of the most powerful weapons in your arsenal is your authenticity. In a world full of copies, originals stand out. In a culture of conformity, authenticity is revolutionary. Stop trying to be someone else's version of success. Stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. Stop trying to live someone else's dream. You were not created to be a carbon copy. You were created to be an original masterpiece. Your authenticity is your authority. Your uniqueness is your strength. Your differences are your advantages. What makes you different is what makes you valuable. But authenticity requires courage. It requires the courage to be yourself when everyone else is trying to be someone else. It requires the courage to stand alone when necessary. It requires the courage to speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. Some of you have been hiding your light under a basket because you're afraid of what people will think. You're afraid of standing out. You're afraid of being different. You're afraid of being rejected. But rejection is redirection. When the right people see the real you, they'll celebrate you. When the right opportunities encounter the authentic you, they'll embrace you. When the right destiny meets the genuine you, it will receive you. Your pain is not your prison, it's your platform. Your mess is not your destruction, it's your message. Your test is not your termination, it's your testimony. God doesn't waste anything. He doesn't allow anything in your life that He can't use for your good and His glory. Even your mistakes, even your failures, even your sins, God can turn them into stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. Some of you are ashamed of your past. You're embarrassed by your mistakes. You're haunted by your failures. But what you see as disqualification, God sees as preparation. What you see as your weakness, God sees as your ministry. Your scars are proof of your survival. Your wounds are evidence of your warfare. Your battles are confirmation of your calling. The enemy only fights you this hard because he knows how significant your assignment is. Stop letting your past mistakes paralyze your future movement. Stop allowing yesterday's failures to sabotage today's opportunities. Stop permitting old wounds to prevent new victories. Your pain has prepared you to help others in their pain. Your struggle has equipped you to strengthen others in their struggle. Your victory has positioned you to lead others to their victory. Things are about to speed up in your life. What took years is going to happen in months. What took months is going to happen in weeks. What took weeks is going to happen in days. You're entering a season of divine acceleration where God is going to make up for lost time, where He's going to restore the years that the locust has eaten, where He's going to give you beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, and a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. But acceleration requires preparation. When things speed up, you have to be ready to move at God's pace. You can't be casual when God is being intentional. You can't be sluggish when God is being swift. You can't be hesitant when God is being decisive. Some of you have been moving at a snail's pace, but God is calling you to move at His pace. Some of you have been crawling, but God is calling you to run. Some of you have been walking, but God is calling you to fly. Are you ready for acceleration? Are you prepared for rapid change? Are you equipped for sudden shifts? Are you mature enough for immediate elevation? The season of delay is over. The season of denial is finished. The season of defeat is concluded. This is your season of advancement, your season of achievement, your season of acceleration. Faith is not just a belief, it's a frequency. It's not just what you think, it's how you vibrate. It's not just your theology, it's your energy. When you operate in faith, you're tuning into heaven's frequency. When you walk in faith, you're aligning with God's wavelength. When you live in faith, you're connecting with divine possibility. But doubt is also a frequency. Fear is also a frequency. Worry is also a frequency. And you can't tune into two frequencies at the same time. You're either tuned into faith or tuned into fear. You're either connected to possibility or connected to impossibility. What frequency are you on? What wavelength are you operating on? What signal are you broadcasting to the universe? If you want different results, you have to change your frequency. If you want different outcomes, you have to adjust your wavelength. If you want different experiences, you have to modify your signal. Faith doesn't deny reality, it defies limitations. Faith doesn't ignore facts, it transcends circumstances. Faith doesn't reject logic, it operates on a higher law. Every breakthrough has a blueprint. It's not random. It's not accidental. It's not coincidental. There are specific principles, specific patterns, specific processes that lead to breakthrough. First, you have to get clear about what you want. Vague goals produce vague results. Unclear vision produces unclear outcomes. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Second, you have to get committed to the process. Breakthrough requires more than desire. It requires decision. It requires more than wish. It requires will. It requires more than intention. It requires action. Third, you have to get consistent with your efforts. Breakthrough doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. Fourth, you have to get connected to the right people. Success is a team sport. Breakthrough is a collaborative effort. You need mentors to guide you, peers to encourage you, and protégés to challenge you. Fifth, you have to get comfortable with discomfort. Breakthrough happens outside your comfort zone. Growth happens in the tension between where you are and where you're going. Transformation happens in the space between what's familiar and what's foreign. In the kingdom of God, character is currency. Integrity is wealth. Authenticity is abundance. Faithfulness is fortune. You can have all the talent in the world, but without character, you won't sustain success. You can have all the opportunities in the world, but without integrity, you won't maintain your position. You can have all the resources in the world, but without authenticity, you won't attract the right people. Character is not what you do when people are watching. It's what you do when nobody is watching. Character is not how you act in public. It's how you behave in private. Character is not what you say with your mouth. It's what you demonstrate with your life. God is more interested in who you're becoming than in what you're achieving. He's more concerned with your character than with your career. He's more focused on your integrity than on your income. Because at the end of the day, success without significance is empty. Achievement without character is hollow. Accomplishment without integrity is meaningless. Build your character while you're building your career. Develop your integrity while you're developing your influence. Strengthen your authenticity while you're strengthening your abilities. With great privilege comes great responsibility. With great blessing comes great accountability. With great influence comes great obligation. You're not being elevated just for your own benefit. You're being positioned to be a blessing to others. You're not being promoted just for your own pleasure. You're being placed to serve a purpose. You're not being enlarged just for your own enjoyment. You're being expanded to make an impact. Your success is not just about you. It's about the people you're called to serve, the problems you're called to solve, the purposes you're called to fulfill. Some of you are afraid of success because you know it comes with responsibility. You're comfortable being small because smallness requires less of you. You're content with average because average demands less commitment. But God didn't create you to be comfortable. He created you to be significant. He didn't call you to be safe. He called you to be powerful. He didn't design you to blend in. He designed you to stand out. The world needs what you have. The world needs your gifts. The world needs your talents. The world needs your perspective. The world needs your solution. Stop hiding your light under a bushel. Stop burying your talents in the ground. Stop keeping your gifts to yourself. It's time to let your light shine, to multiply your talents, to share your gifts. At the end of your life, the question won't be what you accumulated, it will be what you contributed. The question won't be what you received, it will be what you gave. The question won't be how much you made, it will be how much difference you made. Legacy is not about what you leave behind, it's about what you build into others. Legacy is not about monuments, it's about moments. Legacy is not about statues, it's about stories. What legacy are you building? What impact are you making? What difference are you creating? What lives are you touching? What hearts are you changing? What destinies are you shaping? Some of you are so focused on building your own kingdom that you've forgotten about advancing God's kingdom. Some of you are so concerned with your own success that you've neglected your divine assignment. Success is not just about reaching your destination. It's about who you bring with you on the journey. Success is not just about achieving your goals. It's about helping others achieve their goals. I've given you the vision. Now you need to make the decision. Why would you call? I've painted the picture. Now you need to walk in the purpose. I've shared the possibility. Now you need to step into the probability. But nothing happens until you act. Nothing changes until you move. Nothing transforms until you decide. The time for excuses is over. The season of delay is finished. The era of procrastination is ended. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your hour. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the power within you. You have the purpose before you. You have the promise over you. You have the presence with you. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Stop looking for someone to validate your vision. Stop seeking someone to approve your assignment. You are approved. You are approved. You are appointed. You are authorized. You are equipped. You are empowered. You are endorsed by heaven itself. As I close this message, I want to speak life over your life. I want to speak blessing over your future. I want to speak breakthrough over your situation. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. You are not a mistake. You are a miracle. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary. You are not common. You are called. You are not average. You are anointed. The same God who parted the Red Sea will make a way where there seems to be no way in your life. The same God who brought Daniel out of the lion's den will deliver you from every trap of the enemy. The same God who raised Jesus from the dead will resurrect every dead dream, every dead vision, every dead hope in your life. Your season of struggle is over. Your season of victory is here. Your season of breakthrough is now. Your season of elevation is today. Rise up, step up, speak up. The world is waiting for what you have. Your destiny is calling for who you are. Your purpose is demanding what you can become. You are more than a conqueror. You are more than an overcomer. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are blessed and not cursed. You are chosen and not rejected. You are loved and not forgotten. Now go and be everything God created you to be. Go and do everything God called you to do. Go and have everything God prepared for you to have. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your destiny is calling. Answer the call. Remember this moment. Remember these words. Remember this feeling. Because this is the moment everything changed. This is the moment you decided to stop settling and start soaring. This is the moment you chose to stop surviving and start thriving. The power is within you. The purpose is before you. The promise is over you. Now go and make it happen.